We don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't
なんだ
care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes, yes, yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctors work with
めっちゃ銃装備
Waterfield
しとる
is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake, the technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
打ち合い始まっちゃうのか
That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, hmm? But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle yourself somewhere else.
めっちゃ喧嘩しと
I'm
る
not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
Find him. You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered.
なん
Are you by any chance for hire?
何のこと言ってんだ
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
要点話せ
Ah, a woman of action. I knew I picked the right person for the job. Let me be clear. You won't be looking for a lost puppy or family heirloom. You'll be searching for an android. Do you know what an android is? No, I imagine you don't. You see, we've moved beyond those primitive buckets you call robots and have created artificial intelligence. Sentient machines.
五感を持つ機械
Persons that think and feel what we program them to. Occasionally their programming miscalculates. They
まさか
get confused and wander off.
まさか
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human
へ
behavior,
え
like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically. Like I said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction
顔
and
を整
possibly
形され
become
ている
mind wiped. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm
リベットしてとりあえずこれなんだよ
like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History
クエ
like
ストが始まっちゃったなんか
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escape. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life. Wipe away all memory, all guilt. Trick himself into believing he really is human.
長い後でいいや
That's close enough. Keep your hands where I can see.
とりあえず
Yes? I'm Janice Kaplit. If it hasn't got... ドクターリー来た This is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you
もしかして
like him. You're James's
あ
daughter,
ジェームズ
aren't you?
何
What are you doing here?
どうして自分のこと
You
知っ
were
て
too
る
young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
まあそんなことはいいんだよね
tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
知らねえのかよ。
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
父はどこ
Your
だ？
father is no longer here, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't use that tone with me. Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no
浄
way
化
it
プ
could
ロ
work.
プロジェクト。
Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he
昔のラボ
completed
に
the
向かっ
work
た。
and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
なんかサイエンティフィックパスなんかクエスト完了しとるし。とりあえずクエスト違うんだよね。
Perfect, I'll be ready for them.
まあ話は聞い
I've
とく
already
か。
told you everything I know. I suppose so.
両
I've
親
worked them for several years until... What else?
母のことは
Yes. Your mother was...
研究熱心な科学者。
It was a shame that she died.
どうして死んだんだ？
Complications from childbirth. None of us were
複雑なお産だっ
we weren't
た。
as prepared as we could
どうい
have
うこ
been.
とだ？
You have to understand. We were struggling with scavenged
Ah.
derelict equipment. We did everything we
廃
could.
棄処分されたのか。
Yes. Well, I'm sorry.
設備が悪かったんだな。
James, he was very driven, determined. He was focused on two things, really. Making project. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe. But I think part of what he did was... But it seems that he never really was able to get over... Look, I don't want to be hard. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavor.
力を貸してく
I
れ。
suppose I can
お、
spare a few stim packs.
やった。ステインパックもらった。
Easier for you.
ジマーについては
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he?
ペットかよ。リベッ
Rivet
ト
City
州
is one
は
of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're
う
working.
ん。何やってんの
This
ここ
is
で。
the Rivet City. It's taken many long years. Our work on portable
ポ
fusion
ータ
power
ブル
and
融合電
hydroponics
力
are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according.
こう
Project
浄
Purity
化
is
プロジェクト
called.
ってなんだ？
What do you want to know?
理由は
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple.
新鮮で綺麗な水。ああ、放射能汚染を
The plan was to build a
あれ
facility
か
that
な。
could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
どうしてうまくいか
We
なか
had
っ
the basic
た？
principles down. We understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process
なるほ
on
ど
a
ね。
larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time or better equipment.
できそうなんだ。
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what
お産で
pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
うーん。
What? Your father and I... But then there were... complicated. I returned here to Rivet. The last I knew, he was head...
こんなもんか。さて ああ、ないのか。ベース、ノコギリ、ロッカー。あれおかしいな。
Welcome to the Capital Preservation Society. Quite an impressive collect. Abraham
アブラハム・ワ
Washington,
シントン。
curator of
リ
this
ン
little
カー
library.
ンとか、竹木を探して
What's
た
your
んだ。
tone, sir? Do s- I'll have you know. Well, almost
どの
in
処理がない。
1776, the second judgmental. It was the day the this
なるほどね。
Indeed I do. Without the declaration, acquire the doc. Excellent. You won't regret it. I promise you. Imagine you can find the Declaration of
公文
Independence.
書館の廃墟。リベット式の
It's
歴史。
funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history.
ダメかこいつも。へえ。面白そうなコレクションがいっぱいある。うん。こっちは部屋か。なるほどね。ターミナル。弾薬箱。なんもないか。誰だこいつ。ガードか。あー。ディエゴ。クリフォード
I am
神父。
Father Clifford of St. Mon.
セントモニカとは何
She
だ。
is the patron saint of lost children, very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday.
ふーん。リベット式。
Oh, it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon.
なんだ
But
な
if。you're interested, I believe Miss Yes, my fa-
ここか。寄付箱。確かに気になるっちゃ気になるな。芝居。どこに行けばいいんだろう。曲がったブリキ缶。